Science fiction films thrive on high concepts that give us a peek at society in the future to possibly comment on the issues of today. Mercy tends to be a murder mystery mixed with screen life movies that tell their stories through a computer screen but has trouble making these components exciting. The film primarily sticks Chris Pratt's detective on trial for murder in a room and has him continually communicating to an AI judge played by Rebecca Ferguson. Trizimite director Timur Bekmambetov cannot seem to make the story all that exciting, and one cannot help but constantly look at the running timer showing how much is left in this trial. From the beginning, the whole movie comes across like a gimmick. The screenlight concept has worked in a few movies, and it's clear Bekmambetov sees it as a genuine storytelling tool, as his production company has made several of them. This tries to mix that with traditional movie scenes, although those largely involve Detective Chris Raven sitting in a chair in a dark room and yelling at the screen. This gets tiresome after a while, and Pratt is not given a lot to work with in this one-dimensional character. Pratt is mostly required to sweat and look upset through the whole ordeal. Throughout it all is Rebecca Ferguson, who is directed to stare at a camera and give generic answers to Chris's questions and demands. The film attempts to build a working relationship between the two, but does not really work. Initially, it seems like Mercy will present some political commentary about police states, but does not scratch the surface. The constant invasion of privacy that happens also suggests the film might be making a point about overly excessive surveillance, but not really. Thus, those looking for something hard-hitting and a comment on society like science fiction is prone to won't find much of that here. Although even as entertainment, the movie falters, so the concept gets old fairly quickly. It's hard to care much about the participants, and while it's interesting for a little while seeing Chris use text messages and security camera footage to solve this mystery, that does not manage to sustain the runtime. As the story goes on and more is revealed, the whole thing just gets absurd. The film frequently shows a counter on the screen to show how much time Chris has to plead his case. The intent is obviously to replicate a ticking clock to build suspense. Instead, it just serves as a nice reminder for how long until we're almost at the end. Mercy just does not do many compelling things with its concept, and it falters in the multiple genres it's attempting. The vision of the future is not all that creative. The mystery is one that thinks it's throwing curveballs and surprise at you, but what's revealed is just ridiculous. And when it tries to become a cop movie with action sequences, none of that is exciting. It mainly becomes tiring watching similar scenes of Chris Pratt shouting at screens and asking to call such and such a person. There's little here to capture one's interest in wondering if and how the lead protagonist can prove his innocence, and that results in a largely uneventful sit.